Welcome back, everybody. In this video tutorial, we're going to give you a basic overview guide of Windows Server 2012 R2 and some of the changes to the interface in terms of navigation and accessing your options compared to older versions of Windows Server. With that said, you can see here that we're currently logged into the desktop right now, and this is what you would see when you first log in via remote desktop connection. It'll drop you right out at the desktop of your Windows Server. You can see not much different here. Desktop looks pretty standard for Windows. If you go down to the bottom here, you have your taskbar. You can right-click on the taskbar to get your context menu to come up. This will give you options to show the desktop if you have a bunch of windows currently open, it'll minimize them. You can open the task manager, lock the taskbar, and get into Windows properties from here. Your quick launch icons should be familiar to anybody working with modern operating systems, but basically going from right to left here, you have your folder manager, or basically Windows Explorer, File Explorer. You can click that, we'll pop that open here, and here you can navigate through all your server's files and folders, access the C drive, etc. The next option over is the Windows Powershell. This is pretty much an updated version of Windows Command Prompt. You can come in here and use any type of commands that you may be used to using in Command Prompt in the past, and they will operate just like Windows Command Prompt for the most part. Then your next option is Server Manager. This interface is certainly not new to Windows Server, but the 2012 edition is quite nice. It has a lot of new features and options brought into this Server Manager in one location. It is very useful. In the left-hand column here, you can manage through the different options you have available. The local server option will give you options that you can directly manage on your server rather than hunting for them on the server. This would be like your Windows Firewall toggle, remote management, remote desktop connection. You can turn Windows error reporting on and off, enhance security for Windows Explorer, manage your Windows updates, check for updates, change the schedule, gives you some information about the server's hardware. You can see the Windows event notifications are right here, as well as the services menu down here. The best practices analyzer will give you some notifications if there's anything that Windows thinks you could do differently to help the server perform better. Performance monitor, and also roles and features. So pretty much a lot of stuff that you can access in other areas of the control panel or of the server in general, but they're all just brought into one nice interface here that you can manage. You also have DNS and IS and your local disk drive file and storage systems all located in this interface. So great interface for accessing things very quickly. And then the next icon is your traditional start menu. However, it is quite different in Windows Server 2012, and this is probably one of the things that you hear the most about Windows Server 2012 or Windows 8. Obviously, the start menu is quite different here, and you'll notice as we left-click it, instead of getting a traditional little pop-up menu, we get an entire screen of options. So on this new screen that has popped up here, you'll see your most basic common options that you would normally find on like the first menu of the start bar. Here you have another link to your Server Manager and the PowerShell again, and also the File Explorer. The important ones that I wanted to point out, obviously Internet Explorer is right here. Task Manager is extremely useful, especially in Windows Server 2012. This Task Manager is just loaded with great information about the server's current performance, processes running, etc. We can do a more in-depth video tutorial of that later that'll really explain what the Task Manager does and what you can see through it. It's a powerful utility. Here's the two important ones. This is how you access your control panel and also administrative tools. Administrative tools used to be a sub-menu on the start menu. Now it's right here on your main area, and you can just left-click on it, and that will bring up your administrative tools options. This is where you would find IIS Manager, Services Manager, start and stop the different services running on your server, Windows Task Schedule, Firewall, etc. It's all right here in this Administrative Tools menu. Going back to the start bar here, if you're on the start menu and need to get back to your desktop, you can just click this gray box right here. It says desktop, and you can see that'll just toggle us between the start menu and the desktop menu. So now if you want to get to the more additional sub-menus, you'll know in previous versions of Windows when you would mouse over an option on the main menu, most of them had little extra menus that would actually context pop out, and then you would navigate those submenus to find the certain application or option that you were looking for. That's gone in Windows Server 2012. You'll notice as I mouse over these icons, nothing happens. No additional menus pop out. There's no further information given. However, if you notice this down arrow right down here, you can click on this with the left click, and that will take you straight to all of the applications. These are basically the submenus and application options that you were used to seeing directly on the start menu. They're just now separated with this arrow. Left-clicking it again will take you back to the start menu, so you can see how that toggles back and forth between the two. Here you'll pretty much find just about every application or program that's currently installed to your computer. As you install them on the server, that will automatically add them into this list. And what's great about this list right here is this search box in the top right corner. It's context sensitive, and it automatically starts filtering as you type. So let's say you were looking for the command prompt, you couldn't find it in the list here, or you just didn't want to waste any time looking through all these icons, just go straight to the search box and start typing in command prompt. And you'll notice as we start to type the letters here that the search automatically filters down the options that are applied to what we've typed in, and sure enough, there's the command prompt. You can also do it for just about any other application. If you type in SQL, you'll find the SQL Server Management Studio, Server Configuration Tool, etc. This is a really useful tool. I use this search box for everything. In my opinion, it certainly beats digging through a bunch of menus when you wouldn't know where to find something. Typing in the name of the program that you're looking for is just much more fluid and will get you exactly what you're looking for in much less time. So I definitely think that's a great feature. Should you have stuff extending off the right side of your screen here, which can happen once you install a bunch of applications, you have this horizontal navigation bar on the bottom here, and this will let you slide left and right. We're not really extending off the right side, so there's really not much to toggle left and right here, but that is how you would reach it if you had stuff extending off the right side of the screen. Going back to the regular start menu, there's just a couple other really important things that we wanted to touch upon. One of the biggest questions we get is how do I actually log off my server? Well, previously you would actually just have an option at the bottom of your start menu, which you can see is not here anymore. Now instead, when you left click the start menu, you have your user icon in the top right corner here. This is the user you're currently logged into your server with. If you left click on this username up here, you'll get a short menu that comes out to lock the computer or sign out. This is the option to actually sign out and disconnect yourself from the server when you're done working on it. So you just want to make sure that you have all your documents and work saved up, because when you click on this, it will close down everything that you currently had open and log you off the server. The server itself will continue to run, and any of your websites and other services, databases, etc. continue to run, but it will close currently open stuff like Notepad, Visual Studio, so you want to make sure you have all your work saved before you sign out. Another important option is how do you actually restart your server? Sometimes you'll have Windows updates, or you'll install a new application, or maybe the server's just been running for many weeks without restarting and you just want to give it a quick restart. Again, that was something you would find right on the start menu, generally by the sign out options. It's in a new place here in Windows Server 2012. You actually want to right click on the start button, and that'll give you a traditional right-click menu that you may be used to in older versions of Windows. It has a lot of shortcut options here that lead to other areas that you can access via other icons or option areas. The important ones on here that I don't really seem to find much elsewhere is the run command. This is just your traditional Windows run command box. Clicking that will open it up, and you can type in Windows commands such as CMD to open your Windows command prompt. Or another common one would be msconfig. So you can see how that works real quick. And that's just your basic Windows run command box. It's just on the right click here now. And then the other one right beneath that, shut down or sign out. Obviously, this is very important, what we were just discussing. This is how you would disconnect, sign out. Well, actually, yeah, there's a sign out option right there. So you can also use that option to disconnect and sign out. And then there's the shutdown and restart options. Shutdown would actually shut down your server and leave it in an offline state. So I definitely would recommend not using that option. If that ever did happen, just contact our staff and we can have your server powered back on for you right away. But typically, you would not want to shut the server down. Instead, you would want to restart the server. That would actually shut down Windows and then momentarily restart your server in a couple minutes, and you'd be able to reconnect and all your sites and services would come back online automatically. That's what you use for doing Windows updates, installing new applications, etc. It's the restart command right here, which was a right click on the start button and then go to shutdown or sign out. So then you can also sign out here, or you can left click to get your start menu and then left click your username and sign out here. The other important thing was the desktop button to return to the desktop, and then your applications are on the down arrow here, and you have the context search box in the top right corner for easily locating any of the options you may need. I think that pretty much covers all the basics. We just wanted this video to help familiarize the navigation in here. We're going to continue to do more video tutorials that'll get more in depth into these individual options and show you how to do some more stuff on here. The next few videos coming out should be revolving around database setup and then website application installation, and then we'll probably do some more for Task Manager and some other in-depth areas of the actual operating system. We hope this video helped you guys out, and we look forward to seeing you at the next video. And you guys take care.